Welcome on in. This is the All Aussie Rules YouTube channel. We've got a 2025 season ladder prediction video coming your way using the All Aussie Rules rating system. This is the very first time doing this. It's the ALO rating system that we've come up with, so stick around, enjoy. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. Welcome on in, everybody, to the All Aussie Rules football YouTube channel. We've got another video for you coming your way today. It's our expected wins for 2025 based on the All Aussie Rules formula. It's going to be the first episode of the year doing this. We'll probably do it every few weeks. Not exactly sure how often, depending how much you enjoy it, I guess. But basically, the long and the short of it is we have a rating system that we have for every team based on every game they play, going back multiple years. And we use that to predict every game for the rest of the year. It formulates it automatically for me. So yeah, we're going to go through that today. It basically will give us, what our expected ladder is at the end of 2025. So yeah, any questions, chuck them in the comments below. I'll try. I've hopefully explained it well enough. If not, I might have to next time explain it a little better. But let's not waste too much time. Let's jump into it. Hopefully it will be a short video. First off, we'll lead off with our ELO ratings. So our rating system where each team is rated at the moment after round 6 of the AFL season. And as you can see on the screen now, Brisbane are at the top. The 1657 is their rating at the moment. The average should equate to about 1500. So they're plus 157 on that starting position. Collingwood are a 1613. Geelong a 1592. Hawthorn 1588. Port Adelaide 1586. GWS are 6th. And then Sydney Bulldogs round out the top 8 in ELO rating system. But you'll find out shortly that that does not mean that that is the top 8 on the expected wins ladder. Because you've got to put together who they play and where they play. Fremantle in 9, St Kilda 10, Gold Coast 11, Adelaide 12, Essendon 13, Carlton 14, down to 15th Melbourne. Richmond have jumped up 2 spots this week. They're into 16th. Then North Melbourne is 17, and West Coast dropped down to 18th. So Brisbane have led the whole way this whole season. They've been number 1 the whole way. This is almost as close as anyone's been since about round 2. Obviously, they had won their first 5 games. Collingwood, though, have won their last 5 and are moving up the ranks quite quickly. Geelong, obviously, coming off a really good weekend where they beat Hawthorn. They go from 6th to 3rd, whereas Hawthorn dropped from 4 to 2. In the rating system, Port Adelaide had a good week. GWS and Sydney did not. Western Bulldogs, Fremantle did. St Kilda, strangely enough, got smacked but go up a spot because Gold Coast lost to a team so far below them. Whereas St Kilda obviously lost to a team that is pretty level with them, even though they did get smacked. So yeah, that's the basics of it. Basically, winning games rises your points, overall ELO rating. Doing it away from home also helps. Beating teams above you helps. Losing to teams below you obviously has the reverse effect. So yeah, that's basically the nuts and bolts of it. Let me know if you don't understand anything. I'll try my best to help you out, explain, understand, the gist. Now we'll jump into the actual expected ladder, expected wins for 2025. So you plug those in, that's your starting point. It works it all out based on whether they should win or not. Adjust the ratings throughout the year, throughout the matches, and spits out an expected win total. And there it is. We'll start at the bottom because why not? West Coast are predicted to finish bottom of the ladder now that Richmond have come out of the blocks flying. Just 3.9 wins for West Coast. North Melbourne second last with a 4.78 expected wins. Richmond up to a 6.76, which is absurd to say. Right behind Melbourne on a 6.9 expected win tally. Carlton are at an 8.42. Fremantle 10.5. to be honest, I expect both of those two teams to win more than that, but at the moment their ratings are not looking great. Essendon at a 10.82, Gold Coast 11.57, so just over a game outside the 8. Adelaide 11.7, which is the most absurd one, but they started at such a low rating, and the fact that they lost a couple in a row there has kind of hindered them a little bit, but if they continue to win, they will quickly rise up that ladder. It's just, their last season rating was so bad that they started at such a low point. Western Bulldogs are just missing the 8 on 12.09 wins. St Kilda making it into the 8 with 12.77. They already have 3 wins, obviously. Sydney actually getting into the 8 from where they are at the moment. They're 2 wins, 4 losses. So they expected to go okay for the rest of the year, but that could quickly change if they keep losing. Obviously, their rating was pretty high at the end of last season, finishing top of the ladder, winning a qualifying and prelim final. Obviously, did lose the grand final though. GWS in 6, Port Adelaide to come 5th on the ladder, 14.5 wins. And then we move to the top 4, and 3 of them are Victorian teams. I was going to say 3 big Victorian teams, and I guess that's kind of true. Geelong in 4th, just under 15 wins. Same story for Hawthorn, just under 15 wins in 3rd. Then Brisbane have been knocked off top spot this week. They've dropped down to 17.4 wins, and Collingwood jump up to the top with 17.6. So yeah, that's the expected ladder based on every match for the rest of the season. It would give some semi-spicy games for week 1 of the finals. Collingwood-Geelong would be an absolute cracker. Brisbane-Hawthorn up at the Gabba would also be a decent one. Port Adelaide would be hosting St Kilda. GWS v Sydney again in a final for the 4th time in 12 years or so. So incredibly often that is happening. I think, in all honesty, teams that are most likely to move up over the next couple of weeks are probably Western Bulldogs, Adelaide, maybe Gold Coast if they bounce back. Essendon have a really big opportunity. If they beat Collingwood this week, will rise quite a bit. Meanwhile, from the top 8 that are potentially going to drop out, most likely is probably St Kilda, maybe Sydney as well. You'd expect the top 6 all should be capable of playing finals. Port Adelaide obviously didn't have the greatest start to the year, but they've won their last couple that have both been big games against, who did they beat? Hawthorn and then Sydney. So 2 teams that played finals last year. Obviously they played finals as well. So take what you will. It's not a perfect system. No system is ever going to be perfect. It adjusts each week, so every couple of weeks we'll probably come back to it and have a look at how it's going. Obviously the expected wins last weekend did not go great, but most people's tipping didn't do too spectacular last week. We're going to start putting the expected wins into our preview videos each week as well. So the podcast episode previewing each round will start to have these expected win percentages based on the rating system. So make sure you check all that out. If you're new here, welcome on in. I hope you enjoyed this video. Make sure you hit that like button. Let me know what you think down below. Follow along, hit the subscribe button. We do 2 podcasts every week. We try and do extra videos like this every week or every couple of weeks as well. So make sure you stick around. Head over to the socials. Instagram, we post a lot. Twitter, we post a lot. TikTok, we post a lot. So go check all them out. It's all Aussie Rules everywhere. Thanks for tuning in. We'll be back soon, and I'll catch you in the next video.